Part 181. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1801. Chapter 1801. Maybe she has some special charm. Song K was even more dissatisfied with Jiao Mian. The enemy of their enemy is naturally their friend. I didn't sleep well either. Jiao Angzhen also looked tired, as if she hadn't woken up. She really didn't sleep well either. Because she arrived late, the slightly better rooms were taken by others. The remaining rooms are the worst. The room where Jiao Angzhen lived was not only small, but also had poor lighting. Even in broad daylight, it was pitch black. And what makes Jiao Angzhen even more devastated is that her room is the closest to the toilet. So, she would smell the stink coming from the toilet and the smell of pig manure from time to time. Not only that, there were a lot of mosquitoes in her room. She didn't even think about buying mosquito coils, and there was no mosquito net on the bed. She could almost hear a buzzing sound in her ears all night last night, which almost made her collapse. A few people walked listlessly into the hall of the main room. When they saw the food placed on the wooden table, they were stunned for a moment, and then they were stunned again when they saw Jiao Mian, who was full of energy and with a rosy face. Different from their haggard and lifeless looks, Jiao Mian looked very energetic, and it seemed that she had slept well last night. Unlike them, they suffer from insomnia. "Good morning, Sister Fei." Seeing Shen Fei walk in, several people in the room greeted her. Shen Fei smiled, "Good morning. Is this breakfast prepared for us?" Shen Fei asked, a little surprised when she saw the food on the table. Ye Zhanbo nodded. Jiao Mian did all of this when she got up early in the morning. Mian did this. Shen Fei was stunned for a moment, with a look of surprise on her face. "Yes, Sister Fei Sumufi." I couldn't help but praise Jiao Mian again. "While we were still sleeping, Mian was cooking for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to eat when we got up." Shen Fei looked at the dishes on the table. Although they are very simple dishes, they look delicious and delicious. She was still thinking about how to prepare breakfast this morning, but she didn't expect that someone had already prepared it. "Sister Fei, come sit down and eat," Jiao Mian greeted. "They are all relatively light dishes, don't dislike it." "I originally wanted to fry 2 meat dishes, but I couldn't find the ingredients, so I could only make a few. Vegetarian. It's already very good," Shen Fei said with appreciation in her eyes, "and it's better to eat something lighter in the morning. These dishes you made are very appetizing at first glance. As long as you don't find it unpleasant to eat." Xiao Xiao and Jiao Angzhen stood at the door, looking at the people in the room who were all praising Jiao Mian, and their faces were a bit ugly. "Did she cook the food? Humph, I won't eat the food she cooked. Xiao Xiao, let's go." When Jiao Angzhen heard Shen Fei and the others praising Jiao Mian, she felt extremely jealous. She couldn't help but say sourly, "Sister Fei and the others are exaggerating too much. It's just some simple dishes. Who can't cook them? You need them." Did she boast like that? That's right. Song K was also very sour. "I don't know how Sister Fei and the others are so good to her. It's like they were bribed by her. Zhanbo just helped her speak, and now she has an extra Sumu Fei. I think Ranjun also likes her." He Jiao Angzhen couldn't help but sneer. She has always been like this. She has a particularly good rapport with the opposite sex. Maybe it's because she has some special charm, which we can't envy. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1802. Chapter 1802. I feel like Jiao Mian is quite a nice person. What about the opposite sex? I think he is a vixen who likes to seduce men because of Zhanbo's matter. Song K had a strong opinion on Jiao Mian. "Okay, stop talking." Jiao Mian pulled her arm and lowered her voice. "There is a camera pointed at us." Song K's expression changed. He looked up and saw that the photographer was holding a camera to take pictures of them. She immediately closed her mouth and smiled at the camera. "We'd better go in," Xiao Xiao said. "Brother Zhao said yesterday that the program team does not provide breakfast. It is not early now, and it is too late to cook. Besides, do you know how to cook? Anyway, I don't meeting." Song K was stunned for a moment, his face a little stiff, and after a few seconds he said, "Neither can I." "Anxiety, can you?" Chiao Angzan's face also stiffened. I haven't cooked much." Chiao Angzan was raised like a baby by Lin Huijin since she was a child, and Lin Huijin had been cultivating Chiao Angzan's talents in other aspects since she was a child, in order to enable Chiao Angzan to marry into a wealthy family. How could she let Chiao Angzan learn to do housework? "Then let's go in and eat, we can't skip breakfast." Although Song K was reluctant, he didn't want to go hungry either. The same goes for Chiao Angzan. She didn't eat anything last night and was already hungry. After several people looked at each other, they walked into the room together. Chiao Mian didn't say anything when she saw them walking in. When she was cooking, she didn't deliberately not cook what Chiao Angzan and the others did. If she really did, it would be too obvious. When he sat down to eat, Song K looked a little unnatural on his face. She said before that the food cooked by Chiao Mian was unpalatable, but now she is sitting here eating the food cooked by Chiao Mian. She felt like she was slapping herself in the face. What's even more embarrassing to Song K is that not only is the food cooked by Chiao Mian not unpalatable at all, she thinks it tastes quite good. She couldn't help but eat 2 of the pumpkin cakes. Mian, the pumpkin cake you made is delicious. Please teach me how to make it," Shenfei praised. "I didn't expect you to be a good cook." "Sister Shen, this is very simple," Chiao Mian said with a smile. "If you want to learn, I can teach you. It's easy to learn." "Okay, you can teach me when you are free." The group of people still gave Chiao Mian a lot of respect. By the end of the meal, almost all the plates were empty. During the recording of the program, the official Weibo of The Meaning of Travel will post some recorded content, allowing the audience to watch some recorded highlights. The official blog edited the video of Chiao Mian cooking and posted it. Soon after the video was released, the response was very enthusiastic. "I think Chiao Mian is quite nice. She gets up early in the morning to cook for her teammates and the pumpkin pie she made looks delicious. Shenfei seems to have a very good relationship with her. She always takes the initiative to talk to her. She doesn't say anything to anyone else. I also think Chiao Mian is not as bad as others say. She seems to be quite good at taking care of others. She also has strong personal life skills. It is obvious that she can do housework." The scene where she squatted down and talked to the kitten was so sweet. She seemed like a very caring girl. "Haha, I just want to show off, so I will perform very well to make you think that she is a good person, so as to clear up the negative information about her in the past. Ha ha ha, Zanbo is so cute, he keeps eating hard." End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1803. Chapter 1803. I have no obligation to cook for you. Is this because I am afraid that I will be forced to do hard work soon? If I don't have enough food, I won't have the energy to do it. My Junjun is also very cute. The food cooked by Chiao Mian must be delicious. Junjun can't stop eating. Didn't you notice that both Sumufei and Zhanbo wanted to eat the last piece of pumpkin pie, and both dropped their chopsticks together? It made me want to try how delicious Chiao Mian's pumpkin pie was. A group of fans are discussing topics related to their idols in the comment area. Because of this video, Chiao Mian also gained a lot of fans. And because of her, the topic of making pumpkin pie became a hot topic. Asterisk. After dinner, Jeanbo, Sumufei, and others offered to wash the dishes. Chiao Mian was not polite. After eating, she wiped her mouth and asked them to clean up. She cooked the rice, but she definitely can't wash the dishes. If she did everything, then she would be serving others. The phone dinged. Chiao Mian took it out and saw that Mo Yesi had sent her a WeChat message, "I also want to eat pumpkin pie. You made it yourself." Seeing this WeChat message, Chiao Mian was stunned and replied, "How do you know I made pumpkin pie this morning?" "Mo Yesi, I saw it on Weibo." Chiao Mian immediately clicked on Weibo, and then found out funny that she was on the hot search list because of pumpkin pie. She returned to Mo Yesi, "Make arrangements." Mo Yesi probably didn't understand these internet terms, so he sent her a "Chiao Mian, I'll do it for you when I get back." Mo Yesi, "Okay. Did you sleep well last night? Are you still used to it there?" Chiao Mian, "Well, I slept well." Mo Yesi, "Little heartless." Chiao Mian, "Mo Yesi, I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well at all without you." Chiao Mian looked at his reply and couldn't help but laugh. "What should we do? Do you want me to sing you a lullaby tonight?" Mo Yesi, "Okay." Chiao Mian. The two chatted sweetly for a while. After the chat, Chiao Mian felt an unfriendly gaze looking at her. As soon as she raised her head, she saw Chiao Angzan looking at her with a faint look, not to mention how resentful he was. Chiao Mian looked at her for a few seconds and then looked away. Chiao Mian. On the other side, Songke had just finished browsing Weibo and saw that the comment section of the video posted on the official blog of The Meaning of Travel was full of people praising Chiao Mian. She felt very uncomfortable. She walked up to Chiao Mian and raised her eyebrows. He raised his chin and said, "Don't put so much oil in the cooking tomorrow morning. I'm losing weight, so I can't eat too greasy." Her tone was very confident. It was like Chiao Mian should cook for them. Originally, Chiao Mian thought that since she had to cook anyway, she might as well cook them together. But just because she is willing to take care of her teammates, it doesn't mean that she should do some things. Especially when she met someone like Songke who couldn't figure it out, she just found it funny. "Songke, I think you made a mistake." Songke was stunned. "What did I do wrong?" Chiao Mian looked at her and said in a very calm voice, "I have no obligation to cook for you. You have to understand this. The kitchen is public and can be used by everyone. You can eat whatever you want and taste it yourself. Do. If you think what I cook doesn't suit your taste, you don't have to eat it. No one is forcing you to eat it. Since you've eaten it, don't have so many opinions. People who don't do things have no right to be dissatisfied. Do you understand?" End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1804. Chapter 1804. She is not someone you can mess with. Songke was stunned for a moment, and then his expression changed. Chiao Mian didn't bother to care what she was thinking. After finishing speaking, she turned around and walked out of the house. Songke looked at her leaving figure, biting his lips and looking ugly. She also walked out of the house, found a place, took out her mobile phone and was about to call her sponsor when the mobile phone rang. It was given to her by her financial sponsor. Song was happy that the matter she had said yesterday had been completed, so she hurriedly answered the phone. "Hey, dear, is the matter settled? Is Chiao Mian leaving soon?" "Very good. That shameless vixen is going to get out." Songke is in a great mood. "Who knows," the man on the other end of the phone said, "Baby, don't provoke Chiao Mian again, do you hear me?" Song could be forgiven for mishearing. "Dear, what did you say?" I told you not to provoke Xiao Mian in the future. On the other end of the phone, the man's tone was serious and solemn, not as relaxed as usual. She is not someone you can provoke. Just be calm and don't cause any trouble. I get into trouble, you know. Song K's eyes widened. Dear, didn't you say you would let Xiao Mian leave? But what now? Don't worry about what's going on, just do as I say. The man behind the woman you mentioned is something we cannot afford to blame. You have to be polite in front of her from now on, you know. Dear, but... Okay, that's it. Remember my words, don't mess with her. If you get into trouble, I won't be able to protect you. After the man finished speaking, he hung up the phone. Song K still kept answering the phone, standing there with a stunned expression. After a few seconds, she bit her lip, her eyes showing anger and dissatisfaction. What cannot be offended and cannot be provoked? What kind of incredible background can that kind of woman have? Isn't it just that I have a more powerful boyfriend? However, can those men with prominent and noble backgrounds treat a newcomer in the entertainment industry as seriously as a real girlfriend? To put it nicely, she is a girlfriend. Actually, isn't he just a foster lover? If she was really a serious girlfriend, could such a family still allow her to work in the entertainment industry? Song K didn't take her sponsor's words seriously. She felt that her sponsor didn't really understand how powerful Xiao Mianmian's background was because he didn't understand the situation clearly. She originally thought that Xiao Mianmian was determined to leave. At that time, she can move to the biggest and best room. But now, Xiao Mianmian will obviously continue to stay to record the show. Song K feels very bad when he thinks about having to face her for such a long time. Asterisk. Is everyone here? Now, I have a task list here, which contains the tasks you have to complete today. Zhao Yuan held a letter-like thing in his hand. He opened it and looked at it for a while, and then said, your task today is to earn your own living expenses. In a moment, you need to help the local villagers dig lotus roots and bring the lotus roots to the town to sell. How much living expenses you can earn depends on your own ability. The more you dig and sell, the greater the reward will be. Your living expenses are provided by the villagers, will give it to you as a commission from the total income. From now on, I will put away your mobile phones. Remember, the program team will not pay you. You need to rely on your own labor to earn living expenses, otherwise, you will only be hungry. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1805. Chapter 1805, Then I'll team up with Xiao Mian too. This mission is completed in 2 batches, with 5 people in groups. If you form a team, you can freely combine and you can choose your teammates. Do you understand what I said? Yeah, I understand. Jean-Bo nodded and asked, Brother Zhao, you just said that our income is a commission from the total income. That is, if we sell more, the commission will be more, right? That's right, that's it? Jean-Bo nodded again, and then said without hesitation, since we are free to choose our teammates, I choose to be in the same group as Xiao Mian. I also choose to be in a group with Xiao Mian. Sumuafei raised his hand, fearing that he would have no choice if he spoke too slowly, so he hurriedly said, I also choose to be in a group with Xiao Mian. After seeing Xiao Mian's cooking skills in the morning, Sumuafei felt that no matter what, he would definitely not be hungry if he followed Xiao Mian. So, she chose to be in a group with Xiao Mian. Moreover, besides that, he himself doesn't really like being with Xiao Xiao and Song Ke. He still prefers Xiao Mian's character. Song Ke has a bit of a young lady temperament at first glance, and it will be tiring to get along with a girl with this kind of personality. Then, let me team up with Xiao Mian. Renjun is young, similar to Sumuafei. They both follow the route of young people, relying on an idol drama to become famous. He and Sumuafei had similar ideas. At first glance, Xiao Mian seems to be the kind of girl who is relatively independent and easy to get along with. Song Ke and the others are delicate and need more care. No one likes to take care of others. Well, then I also. As soon as Han Yan said a word, Song Ke glared at him fiercely. His expression changed slightly, and he swallowed the word silently. Seeing so many people rushing to be in the same group with Xiao Mian, Xiao Angzhen, and Song Ke didn't look very good. Why are you all rushing to be in the same group as Xiao Mian? Zhao Yuan said amusedly. I heard that Xiao Mian made the breakfast. Could it be that breakfast won you over? This kind of free grouping is not possible. Let's do this. I will distribute the rest. Shenfei, Xiao Angzhen, Song Ke, Xiao, Han Yan, you will form a group. Zhao Yuxiang will go to Xiao Mianmian's group. Do you have any objections to this allocation? No objection for Sumu Fei, Zhao Yuan can be assigned in any way. Anyway, just let him and Xiao Mian be in the same group. I don't have any objections. Let's do it. Of course, Shenfei would rather be in a group with Xiao Mian, but she couldn't show any dissatisfaction with Zhao Yuan's arrangement. If everyone wants to be in a group with Xiao Mian, then there will definitely not be enough people in the other group. That would be too embarrassing. Okay, since everyone has no objections, that's it. Next, each group elects a team leader. The team leader's role is to receive tasks and arrange for team members to complete tasks. Team members need to follow the team leader's arrangements and assist the team leader does everything. There will be a performance comparison between the two groups. The program group with good performance will be rewarded, and the group with poor performance will be punished. The so-called achievements are the tasks you complete every day. Now, someone will take you to the place where lotus roots are dug. The working time is 2 hours. You must sell all the lotus roots dug before noon. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1806. Chapter 1806. It's like being possessed by a ghost. Let's elect the team leader first and give you 5 minutes to discuss. 10 people were divided into 2 groups. Shenfei's group, not surprisingly, unanimously elected Shenfei as the group leader. In another group, Xiao Mian discussed with the 4 older boys for a while, and the others decided to elect her as the group leader. Should I be the team leader? Xiao Mian looked at the older boys around her. You'd better choose another one. I'm not suitable. There is nothing suitable. If we think you are suitable, you will be suitable. You are the only girl in our group, and you are the most suitable as the group leader. Yes, Xiao Mian, you should be the team leader. Don't you like it that we 4 handsome guys are at your disposal? But no more, you will be the team leader. Zhanbo didn't give her a chance to refuse, and said directly to Zhao Yuan, Brother Zhao, we have chosen, and our team has elected Xiao Mian as the team leader. Xiao Mian. Can she refuse? Okay, now both groups have been selected. Zhao Yuan announced, the leader of Group A is Shenfei, and the leader of Group B is Xiao Mian. Are everyone sure? If so, the next step is let's get started. Hearing that Zhanbo and the others had chosen Xiao Mian as team leader, both Xiao Angzhen and Song Ke felt a little unconvinced, and they were even more angry. Xiao Mian is a newbie. What qualifications do he have to be a team leader? Zhanbo and the others are actually willing to be bossed around by a newbie? These men are as if they were possessed by ghosts. Everyone seems to be fascinated by Xiao Mian. You vixen, you are shameless. Xiao Angzhen cursed secretly in her heart, but when her eyes fell on Xiao Mian's fair and delicate face, jealousy was revealed in her eyes. This has been the case since childhood. Just because of this face, Xiao Mian can always be easily liked by many people. Even men like Jean Beau who are used to seeing beauties in the entertainment industry are special to her. So it's really important to have a good-looking face. If she could also have Chiao Mianmian's beauty, could she also get the same treatment? When this idea popped up in Chiao An's mind, another idea deep in his mind became more determined. Asterisk. Half an hour later, Chiao Mianmian and others were taken to the place where lotus roots were dug. The staff gave them gloves and rain boots, and asked relevant personnel to teach them how to dig lotus roots out of the mud. After the staff practiced the drill several times, they were asked to work in the mud by themselves. What, are we going to dig lotus roots in this mud? Song Kei's face changed again and again, and he clenched his clothes tightly, with disgust in his eyes. This is too dirty, the clothes on his body will be stained, it's dirty. Can you please not go down? Chiao Angzhen also felt disgusted in her heart, but she was a little smarter than Song Kei. She knew that the program was being recorded, and even if she disliked it, she didn't show it. She knows what kind of artist the audience likes. The artists that the audience likes must be down to earth and able to endure hardships and stand hard work. Anyway, the audience will definitely not like someone like Song Kei. Chiao Angzhen is naturally not as stupid as Song Kei, knowing what the audience doesn't like and still doing it. She looked at the camera facing them at the side and said, holding back her disgust, "Don't you still have rain boots and gloves? If you pay more attention, they won't get dirty. I think we should work quickly and try to get there within 2 days. I'll dig more lotus roots to sell in the next few hours." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1807. Chapter 1807, Various Situations. Well, an Xin is right. Shenfei had already put on her rain boots. She looked at Song Kidao and said, "No one likes to do dirty work, but no one is willing to do it. How can we complete it? Since we are here to participate in this show, you should know that you are not here to enjoy it. If you can't accept the rules of the event, then you shouldn't come. The subsequent tasks will only get harder and harder. What my team needs is teammates who can endure hardships and stand hard work, not squeamish young ladies." Song Kei's face turned red when she said it. Shenfei had always been very gentle and polite to her before. This is the first time I have spoken to her so bluntly. After Shenfei finished speaking, she looked at the others. "Okay, let's change our shoes quickly and go to work in the fields. Don't waste any more time." Seeing Song Kei being scolded by Shenfei, the others silently put on their rain boots. The situation on the other side is exactly the opposite. Zhanbo and Sumufei are both a bit misophobic. When they knew they had to dig lotus roots in the mud, they both had expressions of disgust on their faces. Not quite willing to go. As the team leader, Chiao Mianmian was not polite at all and said directly to the two of them with a straight face, "Since you elected me to be the team leader, you have to listen to me. We only have 2 hours, and we only have 2 hours for today's game. You can win, you can't lose. I don't want to be punished. The other group is almost all girls. If we still lose to them, how can you grown men be embarrassed? Now I order you two to put on your shoes immediately and come down with me." Zhanbo and Sumufei looked at each other, and Zhanbo couldn't help but laugh. "Chiao Mianmian, I find that you really look like a team leader now. Don't worry, we didn't say we wouldn't work." Chiao Mianmian refused to smile playfully with them, then quickly change your shoes and go to work. After she finished speaking, she was the first to get off the ground, bent down and started digging lotus roots in the mud. Perhaps she is lucky enough. Soon, when the other group still found nothing, she took out a large and long lotus root from the mud. "Chiao Mianmian, you are so good. You dug it so quickly." Zhanbo and Sumufei, who followed her down, also found nothing. When they saw the tender and white lotus root in Chiao Mianmian's hand, they both surprised and envious. While she was talking, Chiao Mianmian dug out another lotus root from the ground. When she saw that Jeanbo and Sumufei were both empty-handed, she waved to them and said, "I seem to have a lot of lotus roots here, come and dig them." Hearing what she said, Zanbo and the others left immediately. After a while, the two of them successfully dug out a long lotus root. This has greatly enhanced the confidence and enthusiasm of the two people in working. They have long put aside their misophobia and other things, and they work harder. Several grown men saw Xiao Mian, a girl, working hard without being afraid of getting dirty or tiring. Naturally, they couldn't compare to the girls. No one in the group had any complaints, and they all work seriously and actively. Matter. Compared with the harmony and smoothness on Xiao Mianmian's side, on the other side, Shenfei's group was in various situations. A sudden high decibel scream startled everyone. "Ah, snake, there is a snake. Help!" Songke, who had just been down to the ground for a while, seemed to have been frightened. After screaming, he went to the shore with a frightened look on his face, and then cried on the shore. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1808. Chapter 1808, Everyone is afraid of that thing. What, there's a snake? Qiao Angzhen and Xiao Xiao were also frightened and ran ashore quickly, and they almost fell into the field. Others heard that there was a snake in the field and ran ashore one after another. That thing is scary to everyone. Songke, you just said there was a snake in the field, did you see it? Shenfei was also frightened and turned a little pale. Yes, Songke burst into tears, remembering the scene just now, with a frightened expression on his face. I just caught it, it scared me to death. Sister Fei, I don't want to go down anymore, I'm scared. Shenfei remained silent. Because she is also afraid of snakes. If there were really snakes in the field, she would not dare to go down there. Just when she was hesitating whether to talk to Zhao Yuan about this situation, she heard Han Yan's voice, "Songke, isn't this the snake you're talking about?" Shenfei turned her head and saw something in Han Yan's hand. It seemed alive and still struggling. When Songke saw the thing in Han Yan's hand, he turned pale with fright and screamed again, "That's the snake, it's so scary." Han Yan was speechless. "This is not a snake, this is an eel." "Songke, please don't be so startled, okay? I'm almost going to have a heart attack from you." At this moment, Shenfei saw clearly that what Han Yan was holding was an eel. She looked at it for a while and was a little speechless. She reached out and rubbed her eyebrows and said, "Songke, is this what you saw just now?" "Yes, yes." Songke burst into tears. Shenfei took a deep breath. "This is not a snake. But, it looks a lot like a snake. And it looks disgusting." Songke bit his lips, his eyes were red, and his face was pale. "Sister Fei, I don't want to go down anymore, I really so scared." Shenfei frowned. She saw that Xiao Mian had dug up a lot of lotus roots, and the progress on their side. She took a deep breath and suppressed her emotions. "Okay, then you will be responsible for organizing things. You can do this, right?" "Yes, yes." Songke agreed to this matter quickly. "That's it." Shenfei turned around helplessly and said to several other people, "It's a false alarm. Let's continue working." The progress on Shenfei's side was not as good as that on Xiao Mianmian's side. Now that there is one less person, it is even more incomparable. 2 hours later, Xiao Mianmian's harvest was gratifying. The 5 people dug up a cart full of lotus roots, and the lotus roots dug out were all of good size and quality. Even the boss who grew the lotus roots praised them and said they did a good job. And the other side. The situation with Shenfei can be said to be very bad. The lotus roots they dug were less than half of what Xiao Mian got. Furthermore, the quality is far inferior, they are all very small, many lotus roots are still broken, and the roots are still in the ground. The boss came over to take a look. Although he didn't say anything, his expression was obviously a little bad. The broken lotus roots are sold, which greatly affects the price. Asterisk. The next step is to drag the lotus roots to the town and sell them. Two teams of people took the boss's car and took their trophies to the small town's vegetable market. Chiao Mian asked Zanbo and the others to move a basket full of lotus roots from the car. After finding a stall, they sat down anywhere. After washing the lotus roots they dug out, they looked white and tender, big and fresh, and the price was not high. Soon, business started. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1809. Chapter 1809. I guess I really have to drink the northwest wind today. A basket of lotus roots was sold out in less than an hour. A group of people look at the blood money they have earned with their labor and sweat, feeling extremely satisfied and feeling a sense of accomplishment. Such a small amount of money is naturally nothing to them. In normal times, even one meal would not be enough. But at this moment, no one would mind the lack of money, and the expressions on everyone's faces are satisfied and happy. If we had known it was so easy to sell, we should have gotten more to sell. Jeanbo was still a little annoyed that they didn't dig enough. That's right, Sumufi also said, according to the stipulated time, we have completed the task ahead of schedule. I didn't expect that the first time we did the task, it went so smoothly. Then we have nothing to do now? I don't know how Sister Faye and her group are doing. Why don't we go and take a look? Everyone looked at Chiao Mian, waiting for her decision. Chiao Mian thought that she had completed the task ahead of schedule and had nothing to do now, so she nodded and said, well, let's go over and have a look. After making the decision, the group packed up their things and went to Shenfei's side. Asterisk. Shenfei and they all set up stalls at different points in the same vegetable market, very close to each other. A few minutes later, Chiao Mian and Jeanbo passed by. There were no people in front of Shenfei's stall. Even if one or two people came by occasionally, they would ask a few questions and leave without buying anything. The ones Shenfei and the others dig up are basically broken lotus roots, which don't look good enough to make people want to buy them. They packed as much as they could when they came, and they still have the same amount now, and basically nothing has been sold. The stall has been set up for more than an hour, but nothing has been sold. Several people I can see seem to be in a bad mood, and everyone looks bad. And it was mainly Shenfei and Han Yan who were shouting, while Xiao Xiao and Xiao Angzhen just stood there like decorations, looking like they knew nothing. Mian, why are you here? Shenfei saw Chiao Mian and the others and was stunned, then a surprised expression appeared on her face. Have you sold out? Well, Sister Shen, we have sold out. Come and see how your progress is. The group of people walked to the stall and saw that there was almost no business at Shenfei's side. Sumufi said bluntly, Sister Fei, don't you have any business at all? I don't think you have sold anything. Shenfei opened her mouth, but before she said anything, she heard Han Yan say with a bit of annoyance, there is no business at all, no one comes to buy. I think we are going to drink from the northwest today. The expression on Shenfei's face was also a bit awkward. She sighed softly and then said, maybe our products are not good enough. Many people just asked about the price and then left. It's almost 2 hours soon, what else can I do? None of them have been sold, I guess I'm going to have to drink the northwest wind today. It shouldn't be so miserable. Song K stood aside, biting the corner of his lip and said, does the program team really not care about us and let us starve? Is it so miserable? Haven't you watched the last episode? Han Yan regretted it so much now. Why didn't he make a choice earlier and go to Chiao Mian's group? Following Song K and the others, they just brought a few oil bottles with them. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1810. Chapter 1810. Okay, don't argue anymore. The lotus roots in the basket were basically dug by him and Shenfei. Qiao Angzhen and Xiao Xiao started to work for a while and then complained that they were tired. They dug for 10 minutes and rested for 10 minutes. What they dug out were just a few broken lotus roots. Now they simply can't sell. Han Yan can already foresee that they will definitely not make a penny today. Without money, you can't even afford food. Thinking of this, Han Yan wanted to cry. Why didn't he eat more in the morning? In this case, you can still pay for 1 or 2 meals. Song K could hear the displeasure in the Korean tone. She curled her lips and said in a very so-called way, if you are hungry, just be hungry. Just treat it as losing weight. If you don't eat for 1 meal, it doesn't matter. Han Yan was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood after hearing what she said. His face was a little blue. I can bear this for 1 day. It will be like this from now on, so do we have to be hungry every day? You lose weight, but we don't lose weight. Do you want everyone to starve with you? Han Yan, what do you mean? Song K was dissatisfied. You mean you blame me? It's my fault alone for this situation. Do you mean that? Han Yan's expression didn't look much better. He pursed his lips and said, I didn't say that. Don't overinterpret my words. Isn't that what you mean? Song Keshuo saw Han Yan's attitude towards him when he saw Xiao Mian and others coming over. He immediately felt that he had lost face and said dissatisfiedly, you are just blaming me, thinking that I am a drag everyone. Now you regret being in the same group as me. I didn't think about it that way. Han Yan didn't want to quarrel with her. When the show aired, he would be said to be ungentlemanly and not to let girls go. Although he felt that Song K was originally a drag. If you regret being in the same group with me, you can go tell Brother Zhao now, Song K said angrily. You can ask Brother Zhao to help you change groups. Okay, don't argue anymore, Shenfei said with a headache. We are a team, we must be united and friendly. Don't argue over trivial things. Now that we have found a problem, then we trying to find a way to solve the problem won't solve anything. Song K pursed his lips, looking unconvinced, but said nothing more. Sister Shen, what's your price? Seeing that there was less than an hour left before the allotted 2 hours, Qiao Mian looked at the unsold lotus roots in the basket and became a little worried for Shenfei. Shenfei told her the price. Qiao Mian thought for a while and said, Sister Shen, if you believe me, just leave these to me. I will try my best to help you sell them, but the price may have to be discounted. Shenfei is worried about this matter. Listening to what she said, there is no way she would be unwilling. Is this possible? Okay. It's just a requirement to sell within 2 hours, and there's no rule not to allow others to help sell it, right? After Qiao Mian finished speaking, she asked a photographer, can you help me sell it? It should be possible. The photographer wasn't very clear. It doesn't seem to say that helping is not allowed. Qiao Mian nodded and said, since there is no such regulation, then forget it. Sister Shen, it's hard to sell the lotus roots with your current pricing. My suggestion is to take out the better lotus roots and sell them at the normal price, and sell the rest of the defective ones at half the price, or give them away as gifts. End of this chapter.